All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live with Engage yet again. Super excited about this one. I'm excited about all the conversations I have, but I've got two new teammates talking to me today. So get to introduce both Jeremy Black and Patrick Hammond, co-founders of Atomic Robot and now leaders of Atomic Robot Mobile Solutions here at Engage. Jeremy, Patrick, thanks so much for hopping on and having a conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'm going to hit you guys with an icebreaker. Jeremy, I'll start with you. I know you're a busy man these days, right? Getting a bunch of new teammates. There's 70 of us that you got to meet, doing all the other things. What do you do in your free time when you're not hanging out with me or hanging out with Patrick? When there's a free day on Jeremy's calendar, what are you getting into?
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of free days, as you kind of alluded to. It's been a while. I was in Mexico about a month ago, I think. I think I was.
There you go. All right. Are you a lie on the beach and like let the rays hit you, or are you let's go for an adventure and see what's out there?
No, I like hiking, so I'm more of a mountain person. But I'd never been to Mexico. My wife wanted to go, and we had a really great time. So, but yeah, love traveling. My house is I'm surrounded by guitars pretty much in every room. I like to play music. So I had a lot of hobbies before Atomic Robot.
Yeah.
Building stuff, creating stuff. And yeah, it's a lot
There's
of stuff.
always time to get back into your hobbies. It's cyclical. It'll come back around. Patrick, how about you? When you're not busy, what are you doing on a free evening?
I absolutely love cooking, gardening, hiking, being outside in nature. So that we did lead at the nature center. That volunteer event was perfect. That's kind of up my alley. Just trying to be healthy and been getting a lot more steps in lately. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I love cooking.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we're going to Patrick's house for dinner sometime soon. Then that's the deal. All right. So take me back when you guys first, were starting and founding Atomic Robot. Obviously, there were three of you, but what did that relationship look like? Who was the one who was frantic late at night, staying up and making sure everything was taken care of? Who was the one who was just laid back on, yeah, it'll all be good. We're smart. We know it's going to work out. I'll shoot that over to you first, Patrick. Who kind of took the lead on the hard stuff? Who was uber confident the whole time? What did it look like?
You called it out perfectly with the late night. I am a night owl, so if it's late at night, that's me. I definitely need some coffee in the morning. But no, we all just kind of work together really well. We'd all been working together for a while, for several years, so we knew each other pretty well. A lot of trust, a lot of kind of similar desires and ambitions and vision of what we could do. And there wasn't a whole lot of friction. It was just a lot of let's make it happen.
That's awesome. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it takes, right? You guys built something very, very successful, and having a good working relationship is a big part of that. So Jeremy, I think I asked you this months ago, but I'll ask you again. Was there that moment? So all three of you had worked or were working at Kroger together, right? On their mobile teams. Was there a moment when you looked at each other and said like, all right, let's do this? And what was that moment for you that you actually decided to take the plunge?
So I don't think it was a single moment as much as just over time. So Alex and I had started working on some projects, some freelance stuff off to the side, and I believe Patrick was working. We were working on the iOS part of this app, and I think Patrick's working on the Android side, and that kind of ended up taking lots of nights and weekends, but it was a lot of fun. We were learning along the way. Really, the iPhone was pretty new at the time, and just really exciting time to get immersed in everything we could learn and do. So couldn't really get enough of it. So in terms of when that moment was, I remember, and this is 15 years ago, Patrick. I remember a lot of breakfasts at Panera. I think we would meet there, write stuff down on napkins, business plans, and big ideas.
Nice.
And and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, Panera used to be the spot where ideas were born. I don't know if people are still going to Panera at all. Story. All right, over 100 projects or apps that you guys shipped, so many different things that you've worked on. Patrick, do you have a favorite project or something that you're most proud of that you guys put together over the years?
It would not be possible for you to pick a favorite. There's definitely some that stand out just in terms of the team camaraderie you felt working with the client and the people on your team.
Yeah.
The technical challenges that some of them solved. But, the ones that all kind of stand out were the ones that like really left a really positive impact on the world. The ones that helped people live healthier lives, live better lives. Those are all the ones that, I kind of think back of. It's like, who did that? That's good.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and certainly aligns with, what we'll get into about why there's a fit here at Ingage. But those values and making an impact is gigantic. Jeremy, do you have maybe a memorable project, something that you're still proud of to this day?
I'm glad you said memorable, because like Patrick said, choosing a favorite over so many and so many great clients is really difficult. But early on, I worked on a project with some really brilliant folks at Walmart Labs, and there's a bit of travel back and forth with the Bay Area, and it was just a really great experience to work with some top talented folks, and then come back and realize, hey, wait a second, folks on our team are just as talented as everyone I've worked with in Silicon Valley, and kind of builds confidence that, hey, we can build anything for anyone, right? There's really no bar we can't hit in terms of the quality of delivery. So it was a great time. This was early in the first 2 or 3 years, I think, after we started that, and I was on that project for a while, but tremendous team. Everybody on that team was top notch. So it was a great time.
Yeah, that's a great realization. I think that's something that probably any of us who live and work in the Midwest, we tend to try to compare ourselves to the coast and see where we're at. I think that's the beauty of technology is like, we can catch up and play with the big boys and girls no matter what we're doing, as long as you have people that are passionate and want to work hard and learn. And certainly you guys have shown that. So, all right. To the Ingage fit, and obviously where we are now as teammates, it seems to me, as I got to know you, Jeremy, a little bit more over the past year, and then Patrick, you and I had some meetings together as well, as like, yeah, I could see myself working with these guys. When, in terms of timing, right? Like, when did it start to become real for you? Tell me a little bit more about like getting to know Ingage. Who had the first relationship there? Jeremy, was that you and getting to know Michael Craig, our co-founder? Like, how'd you get introduced to Ingage first?
So very early on, and it was really all three of us, Alex, Patrick, and myself. I can remember going to, I think it was the first Ingage office. It was like a house. Where was that house at, Patrick?
Hyde Park.
Hyde Park, yes. But really cool. We sat down and talked with Michael and Kelly Dolan, and we had just started the company. We had so many questions about how do you find insurance? What are these business things that are important that we should that we didn't even know what to ask, right? And Kelly and Michael both were just fantastic and gracious in sharing all the information they possibly could. So that relationship has continued for many, many years. I still, over the years, Michael and I would have lunch together probably at least a couple times a year, and we'd always just catch up. We'd talk about business, we'd talk about our family and our goals and aspirations, what we'd love to see in technology and what we'd love to see in the world, and just getting to know him over time. I think we both grew to trust each other and learn about our teams through what we'd say. And I know we both had a lot of excitement about the teams, and working together. Came up as a curiosity many times over the years, but it wasn't until I guess this year that really became a solid possibility. So
That's excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, share a little bit, quick background on my story with Engage. I was introduced almost 8 years ago now, right? And created some relationships, and not till 2 years ago did I actually end up joining the team. But it's such a unique place, and obviously the values align for you all that sometimes it just takes a little while to get completely drawn in, but certainly happy that it happened. Patrick, I'll ask you this one. If you're describing the transition, not to a client, right? Because there's different things that we say out there in terms of capabilities and offerings and all that means for us. But if a friend's asking you like, hey, what does this mean to Atomic Robot to join Engage? How would you describe that?
I would say that it's a lot of the same of what we've been doing. It's, similar values, similar way of working, similar way of thinking about the relationships that we're building, similar ways of thinking about the quality of work that we do. So different name, just larger impact that we can have. But, that alignment has kind of made everything make sense.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for the transition. You're a professional. Because my next question is about that holistic offering, right? I think at Engage, certainly we've been known for different areas of expertise, but bringing that whole picture together now and adding, Atomic Robot mobile solutions to that. Jeremy, what do you feel like has changed within the development world of where I feel like mobile, at least from my perspective, used to have its own lane. It was very on an island, very specialized, where it seems to have been brought in now to the bigger picture of how we can service clients. What are your thoughts, or kind of how have you seen mobile develop into those larger offerings?
I feel like to some degree, mobile's always kind of touched on. I mean, we've always needed back-end services. We've always needed other things that, which has made the match with Engage so appropriate, right? We had a strong mobile focus. Initially, we were just native. We would just do native development in iOS and native development in Android, and then that expanded to Flutter, and then Kotlin multi-platform, and React Native, and some other things. So over the years, we've expanded what we do internally, but we've always relied on partners like Engage for a lot of the back end stuff. Certainly, we've got a talented team. We can do those things, but our focus has always been, like you said, in the mobile world primarily. But everything's converging, everything's changing at paces that are unreal. AI has changed the world in the last 2 or 3 years in ways that none of us could have expected. And I know that's an area that's been a deep focus both at Engage and at Atomic Robot. And really excited about what we can do together in that area. But overall, I just feel like it's been a great partnership over the years, and really excited about coming together and expanding on that.
Yeah, that's great. Patrick, is there something that excites you about in particular that you're able to say yes to now that maybe you couldn't say yes to a client in the past, right? Is there one of those that you're excited about that Engage brings to the table?
Anything data related and anything with more of the kind of AI model development and agent development stuff, things that are not necessarily, in our, bread and butter and specialty, but that we absolutely just need partners for. So being able to start looking at bigger, engagements, being able to provide solutions across wherever customers and users live, and support them all the way in their journey and their data's journey the entire way. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, agreed. Right. We did launch our data and AI practice this year, and And I think everyone, as you both have said, we're leaning into that that future that is already here. And certainly AI has changed a lot of different things. I'll give you a compliment to both of you, but to the Atomic Robot team as a whole. All of the consultants and all of my new teammates that I've met, everyone's curious. And I know that that was one of your values, right? But they're challenging themselves to learn, to adapt, and to grow into the new technologies that are out there. And I think as long as we all do that as a whole company, we're gonna end up in a good place. So
definitely one of the most exciting times that I've seen in my career, with everything that's going on and all the shifts and just the new capabilities that are available, and just the amount of stuff that we can do that we couldn't have done before. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Is there anything, Patrick, because you're on that, is there anything that you feel like is overhyped right now from an AI perspective, or is it all real and it's just about we've got to figure out how to use it to the best of our capabilities?
I think that it's a little bit of both, but also because it's so new, a lot of the things that people are expecting are just going to mature to, we're actually able to do these things, and the things that people might be calling hype are just rough edges that'll, mature away. But being able to lean into where we're at right now and see where we're headed.
Yeah. I know even, from a BD, a business development perspective, right? There's so much being thrown at us and new tooling and new things that we can do. It's about choosing one and trying to get as educated as you can on it, but continuing to move and adapt as the market does. Jeremy, from a mobile side specifically, is there one thing that you see drastically changing in the next few years that you guys traditionally have leaned on? Are there trends specifically in the mobile world that you're excited about?
Yes, there are definitely. The thing that comes to mind first of all for me, it's not AI. It's so these. I'm getting used to wearing readers. After I turned 50, my eyesight kind of degraded very quickly, and I can remember a conversation with Patrick years ago. We were talking about how great it would be to have eyewear, lightweight eyewear that looks like glasses, that is fully immersive and fully computational. And the technology still isn't quite there. I think we had that conversation about the time that Google Glass had either come out or was ready to come out. But certainly that was a very first step into what is possible, right? Today we got Meta, and it's completely so much better in every way than Google Glass those many years ago. But I'm really excited about what Apple could do and others once the battery tech is ready. I think we're still a year, maybe year and a half out, but imagine a world where, we develop mobile apps, but that doesn't mean we're just building things for fun. Since the beginning, we've worked on a number of IoT projects. We worked on CarPlay and Android Auto, just everything that is mobile in the mobile realm, right? So I view eyewear and devices like that that are on the horizon as our future next frontiers. So very excited about, because after a while, there's the phones change a little bit each year. They always get better. We always get a new great camera. It always gets faster, but that change of innovation has somewhat slowed in the last few years. So now I'm excited about what's next, right? What can we get in on early, and what can we immediately? You mentioned curiosity. I can't think of a team that's more curious about what's coming up and wanting to jump in and learn and grow with it. So that's just one area where I'm really excited. Is Apple come out with those glasses. Let's get them out here.
I like it. If they come out with it, I will take my contacts out, throw them away, and I'll start wearing the glasses and match you guys. I will say, no shade at Apple, but I got the new iPhone. You're right. I was underwhelmed, right? Give me the next great thing. I'm ready for it. So, all right. So we're It's 2026. This is a new phase in the story of Atomic Robot, right? We're keeping the name alive, Atomic Robot Mobile Solutions. But when you look back on all the wonderful things the two of you and Alex and the rest of the Atomic Robot team did over the years, is there one thing that you want that portion of your history to be remembered for? One thing that really sticks out, or that you want people to remember that you built during that time? Patrick, I'll start with you.
Just we did great work. The clients, enjoyed the work that we did. They got a lot of value out of it. That the people felt like they could grow with us, and we all had a lot of fun, and that we all learned a lot along the way.
Great. People first. Jeremy, how about you?
The whole goal for me from the very beginning was building a great team, and we accomplished that. That I think with great clarity, we can all agree that we built an absolutely killer team, and that's everyone that's still with us. That's everyone that's been with us. Almost everyone we've ever worked with. If they find another opportunity, we kind of joke on the way out, well, we'll see you again, because we really believe that we want to work with our team again. It's always been very difficult to join Atomic Robot. We set a very high bar and very high expectations. You have to be curious. You have to want to learn. If you're someone that doesn't really embrace change or what's new, or want to be an expert at your craft, it's not been a great place to. I mean, that's not a good fit. But so everyone that's joined us, absolutely love working with, and so filled with gratitude for all of them, as well as all the clients that we've had. So and I know we're bringing all that together, and now really excited about where that goes from here.
Speaks to the nature of both of you that you mentioned people first. So I appreciate that. It's a great note to really end on. As I mentioned at the beginning, very excited, obviously, about what we can do from our clients, for our clients from that perspective, but more excited just to have you both and the rest of the team as new teammates. So thank you both a lot for joining me and having this conversation. I believe at the end of this, when we close up, there'll be a QR code on the screen. If anybody's watching, feel free to check that out. That'll bring you to our service offerings page, let you learn a little bit more about what we're doing on the mobile side of things. So Jeremy, Patrick, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us. It's a fun discussion.
Yeah, see you guys. Thank you.